Hey everyone, welcome to 5 Star Guns and Gears, and today it's going to be a little bit different kind of video than I normally do. I usually do reviews and range videos and stuff like that, but we're going to be discussing once again, the amnesty period for the pistol brace ban that we're in right now, and it's getting really close to that May 31st deadline, and I've had a lot of questions from viewers, had several emails saying, hey, how did you do this? How did you go about this? So this is not legal advice. It's not to tell you exactly how you should do this or if you should do this. This is the process I went through and successfully went ahead and registered this originally AR pistol, and now it is a SBR. So got everything back for that, and you can go check out my video. I'll leave a link for that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you the exact process I went through, kind of show you the steps on the computer that I went through. That way you kind of have an idea, because a lot of you are confused on what you need to do if you want to register your pistol as a SBR. Now, if you don't want to register your pistol as an SBR, you do have some options. You can simply take your pistol brace off, do away with it, destroy it if you want to, go put it in storage somewhere. I suggest away from your firearms. That way, if the ATF ever did come and look at your firearms, that they can't say that you do have a SBR if you did not want a SBR. That's not legal advice. That's what I personally would do. Again, if you're seeking legal advice, go seek a competent attorney that deals in gun laws in your state. I'd highly recommend that. So keep that in mind. So what you can do, let's say you do not want to go ahead and SBR your pistol. Like I say, you simply can take the brace off. ATF has given us the option, if you want to, you can destroy your firearm. Don't know why you do that. Not what I would do. Before I do that, I just take this brace off. You can turn your firearm in to the ATF. Again, something that I wouldn't do. I would take your brace off, leave it off, if you're not wanting to go the NFA route. Your other option would be to change the upper to a rifle upper, and that essentially is going to convert this to a rifle. So you can put you an upper with a 16-inch barrel or longer, and there you go. You got an AR rifle at that point. Now keep in mind, my understanding, again, I'm not an attorney, you need to go seek this information out and verify it for yourself, is once you convert it into a rifle, it is always a rifle. Just like this was a pistol, my understanding, it will always, at this point, be a SBR rifle. It will no longer ever be a pistol. So, again, you can, don't fact check me on that. Go find that information out for yourself and make sure that's correct. But that's my understanding. So what we're going to do today, and this may not be for you. If it's not for you, just move on. I'm not here to debate whether the rule is right or wrong. I don't agree with the rule, but you know what? I went ahead and followed the rule and went ahead and SBR'd this pistol into a E-formed it into a SBR rifle. So that was my choice, my decision. You got to make up your mind what you want to do. If you want to sit back and say, I will not comply, that's fine. That's up to you. That's your business. That's not for me to say. That's something you'll have to deal with. I'm not going to sit here and say I agree with the rule, because I do not. However, it is what it is. There's been several lawsuits, and a lot of people have been waiting to see what's going to happen. Is there going to be injunctive relief? Is there going to be any judge in the federal courts that's going to put an injunction in on the ATF? And guess what? So far, it hasn't happened. So the deadline is looming extremely close, and you're required to have this done, or as of May 31st. After that, if you keep it in the old configuration, it will be construed a felony. And I personally have grandkids and children, and I really don't want to go to prison for up to 10 years for not following a simple rule. That's not what we're here today to discuss. We're not here to debate anything. I'm not here to give my any more opinion on the matter. This is to help those of you that want to go ahead and start the process if you want to eForm your pistol and convert it over to SBR. So if you want to do it with the tax-free through the amnesty period, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump online. I'm going to show you 2 routes you can go. You can go straight through the eForm and fill it out all yourself, submit your fingerprint cards, and get that to the ATF. There may be some slight delays when you do that, especially if you're mailing stuff in. If you don't have electronic fingerprints, and we'll discuss that. One thing you can do, there is several places that do electronic fingerprints, but sometimes they can get pretty pricey. And the lowest quote I got local for electronic fingerprints to walk in, just get my fingerprints done and walk out, was $180 and a 3-day wait to get on a schedule to get into the office for them to do that. And that was for them to give me an electronic ETF file of my fingerprints. Now, I went through Silencer Shop. It cost me $50, and it wasn't only the fingerprints. They actually submit notification to your chief law enforcement officer, which is required for you. They also assist you with the paperwork, and I'm not sure if they're still fulfilling the e-forms on their site. I'm going to show you how to go through their site and sign up for it. But the closer it gets, I'm not sure if they're still taking e-forms. They might have stalled them for now, so you may have to go and do your e-forms directly on the ATF. You may not be able to go through Silencer Shop. I don't know. You'll have to contact them. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not associated with Silencer Shop in no way. I will show you the way I went about it. And if you can use that method, it certainly will make your life easier, especially because you can get the electronic fingerprints done through Silencer Shop. And that might be something that you want to go ahead and do anyway. Just to save money. One reason it could save you some money. So instead of paying $180 to a local business that wanted $180, I paid $50. I went to a local FFL, and in their shop they had a Silencer Shop kiosk. There were several in my area, and I'll show you all that when we get online. And that just assisted me in going through the process and streamlined it where it's so easy. And it took me about 45 days to get notification back. And the closer you get, I don't know, it may take you longer. It may not take as long. Each individual case is different, and just because it was 45 days for me doesn't mean it won't be 3 months, 4 months for you, or 3 days for you to get approved. I have no idea. It could be sooner, it could be longer. Each individual case is different, and they do screen your background. So just like in eForm, you could have like 0 issues with your record, and let's say somebody has a similar name as yours, and they want to look into it a little bit more. It may delay you from getting, walking out of the store with a gun. So I'm sure that similar circumstances happen when they start processing these applications where they need more information. And the ATF may contact you. They may want more pictures of your firearm because you do submit a picture of the engravings. That is required. And if you don't, you're just going to wind up with a delay for them contacting you and say, hey, we need this information. So keep that in mind as well. So let's go ahead. We're going to hop over to the computer. I'm going to show y'all what we did. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through of signing up for your eForms to the ATF site, because you will have to have an eForm account. I'll show you how I went through the process of going through Silencer Shop. If you want to use that, fine. If you don't, I'll show you the basic process of what you could do on the eForms if you go directly online. Now, I'm not telling you how to fill out the eForm. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have to make sure you're doing that correct yourself. I'm not responsible for any omissions or errors that you make. I'm not telling you how to fill out the form. If you need help filling out the form, I suggest you go through somebody like Silencer Shop, or you contact an attorney or somebody that can help you out to make sure it's done correct. If you feel confident enough to do it yourself, by all means, go ahead and do it yourself if you feel comfortable doing it. To me, I could have done it all on the ATF website, but since I was getting my fingerprints done through Silencer Shop anyway, it was more of a streamlined process, and I just let them handle everything, and I just filled out the basic information that they needed and got it transferred over to my eForms. It just made it a little bit more simpler, and for most people it probably would be simpler to go that route. It's not difficult. Again, this is for those of you that want to go ahead and register. If you don't want to register, don't waste your time on this video. Go watch another video that's something you're interested in. This is for those of you that want to go ahead and register. This isn't to convince you to register or not to register. You're gonna have to make up your own mind. This is just kind of information of how I did it and the process I went through, and then you can decide what you want to do at that point. So let's jump into it. Let's get right into it, guys. Come on. Okay, the first place you need to go is eforms.atf.gov, and that's where we're at here. You're going to need to create you an account. So you have to create an account. Go ahead and click there. You need to go ahead and fill out all the pertinent information that it asks for here. It's going to request all your name, any kind of demographic information, your address, and all that. You're also going to have to set up a password and give them your email address. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Complete all the steps. Make sure the entire form's filled out to the best of your ability. And this information will actually transfer onto the eForm questionnaires as you walk through the eForm site as well. So let's go ahead and jump over to silencershop.com after you create that account. Let's go over here to my account. If you don't have an account, create an account. If you have an account, log in. And we're gonna, once you're logged in, you're gonna go to the ATF form button, and it's going to ask you if it qualifies for tax exempt. You're going to hit yes, and let's go ahead and walk through the process using Silencer Shop. It's going to ask you the manufacturer details. Go ahead and completely fill that out. It's going to walk you through step by step, and it's going to give you information on any of the information you may have questions on. Make sure you fill out this complete in detail as it asks. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This information is going to be transferred over to the eForm website if you go ahead and use Silencer Shop's service. It'll be automated and transferred over. So at the end, we'll go and show you how to do the eForm on the eForm site itself, and show you that process. Okay, keep on going through, and you want to go ahead and add any kind of documents. Like you want to add a picture of the receiver, so make sure you have the engravings. Upload a JPEG photo is what I recommend, and make sure that's attached to it. And go ahead and save that. And at this point, it's going to prompt you to go ahead and order the transfer form E1 service, and go ahead and fill out all your pertinent credit card information, and that's going to go ahead and purchase that. Now, next step you want to do is find you a store FFL holder that has one of these kiosks in it. This is where you're going to go and actually type in your information and do your fingerprints. After you get done, you'll actually use your phone and upload your passport photo. It's going to ask you to review documents, and you're going to actually have to e-sign a document as well. So it's going to ask you if you're ready to certify some stuff. All this is going to be emailed to you as you go through the process. You'll log into your account once you get your fingerprints uploaded and everything from the kiosk, and it'll let you know when everything's ready. Once that's ready, it's going to enable you to connect to the ATF E-forms. And it's going to prompt you for your username and password. You're going to enter that, and then it's going to start this auto load process. And this is called Full Auto. This is their app for Silencer Shop, and what it's going to do is upload all the information you give to the form. At the end, you're simply going to sign it. You're not going to have to pay because it is tax exempt, and it's going to let you know that it's submitted. And that's all you have to do there. So let's jump over in case you have to do it without the Silencer Shop assistance, and you're going to do it on the ATF website. So go to the ATF website, to the eForm site, get logged in to your account, and that's what I showed you set up at first. That's the first thing you need to set up, because you're going to need to do that for the eForms anyway. You can go ahead and answer any questions that I ask, and it's going to tell you that you have to be the one filling out this form and all the disclosures, and you're going to acknowledge all those. You're going to submit that you're actually going to be doing this for a individual. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And it's going to walk you step by step. If you look at the top, there's a progress bar, and it's going to just walk you through page by page, and each page you need to fill out completely and make sure everything's submitted. It's also going to tell you here that you're going to do the tax exempt. It's already set up for you, so you're not going to have to pay the $200 fee. Then you're going to go ahead and fill out all your demographic information here. Again, towards the bottom, it's going to ask you questions like you'd see normally on your 4473. You need to go ahead and truthfully answer every one of these questions. Make sure you do not leave any of those blank. And once you finish that process, proceed to your next step. This is going to ask you authorized persons. Like if you had a trust, you'd actually add people. However, you should have your name already in there. And you'll just need this if you was doing this under a trust. However, Amnesty registration is for individuals, so it should just be your name of this portion. So go ahead and read through, make sure all your information is correct. Go to the CLEO, that's Chief Law Enforcement Officer for your area. Fill out all that. It's going to be your sheriff or your chief of police. You're going to have to ask and find out. Now let's go to the next step. This is where you're going to submit your firearms. You're going to add a firearm, and you're going to fill out all the firearm information. That's kind of what you've seen on the silencer shop deal where they walked you through everything. Now this isn't going to be quite as intuitive. You're going to have all that information, serial number, and all the information off that gun. Next thing you want to do is just go through the next process to verify. Make sure all your information is verified. It will let you know if you are missing anything. If you do, you need to go back step by step and correct it. What I'd recommend is start at the very first and just walk yourself back through each category to make sure you have not missed anything before you actually go to certify. So just walk back through. Just overlook everything. Like here, we skipped through the questionnaires. You're going to have to fill that out. Make sure you have all that filled out. Go step by step by step and make sure you have not missed anything. Especially the Chief Law Enforcement Officer part. Like I say, that's going to be either your sheriff or your chief of police. You need to call them and ask them who is your Chief Law Enforcement representative for your area. Go ahead and continue to step through the process. Make sure all your firearm information is in there. Go ahead and verify your information once again. And at this point, you're going to get ready to certify this. And it's pretty simple. You're just going to click certify. Read over everything. It'll let you know again if there's anything missing. If there is anything missing in the pink, go fix it. Go ahead and e-sign this and submit this. You're not going to have to pay on this as long as you did the Amnesty registration, which is tax exempt. So that's all you got to do with this. Okay, so went ahead and showed you all the process I went through. Went ahead and showed you all the silencer shop directly to their website, to the exact page where you need to go and what you need to sign up for if you decide to use their service. Again, not affiliated with them. It helped me out. I think it would help many people out, and that way you know it's getting done right. If you want to go straight through the eForm process on your own, you can do that, and that's going to cut out some of that cost. Just keep in mind that you're probably going to have to pay for fingerprints regardless where you go, whether they're paper or electronic, and you're looking at probably anywhere from $10 to, like I said, one quote for electronic fingerprints local was $180, and I had to schedule an appointment. It's going to be 3 days out before they could even see me just to get my fingerprints done. That just was not a good deal for me. So silencer shop, they had several dealers in my area that has their kiosk in it. So I had several to select from, and I just went there and finished my fingerprints, and that was pretty much all I had to go in there and do. It was really simple. Didn't have to interact with anybody in that shop. Went straight to the kiosk, did what I needed to do, and left. So really, really simple. I hope this has helped you guys out. I just kind of want to show you the process that I went through, because there's been a lot of questions that I've been asked, and I've been sent several emails asking me personally. There's been a few in the comment sections on my videos, and I've tried to help as much as I can. So I figured this would just be a little bit easier. We're getting right down to that May 31st deadline. You need to figure out what you're going to do, and if you're going to do it, you might consider going ahead and start the process as soon as you can. I feel the sooner you get to that deadline, the longer it's going to take for each and every one of y'all to get your approvals back and everything. And I think the system's going to get bogged down more and more. That's my personal opinion. I don't know that's going to happen. But when you get that many people dump on a system, several things can happen. Systems can crash. That could cause delays. Things could happen. And, it is what it is. It's just part of it. There's a lot of people that's going to wait to the last minute. So you're going to have to decide what's best for you. If you want to wait till that last minute and see if the courts go ahead and do an injunction, it's still possible they could. It's not looking very good for us, guys. But if you decided you want to go ahead and do this anyway and not go one of the other routes that we discussed earlier of being in compliance, other means that you could do to be in compliance without the NFA paperwork, you always can do that. If you decide not to do that, definitely, my personal opinion is I will get on it as soon as I can at this point, especially if you planned on doing it anyway. You might as well do it and get it over with. Again, that's up to you. I'm not telling you how to think, what to do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You're going to have to make up your own mind when it comes right down to this, guys. So, again, I hope this helps somebody out. If it's helped one person out, this video is worth it. Okay, folks. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, hitting that like, hitting that thumbs up. Now, if you want to hit that thumbs down, do me a favor, hit it twice. Let's make it good, guys. Go ahead and hit that thumbs down twice. I'd certainly appreciate it. And as always, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode.